What is going on, guys? I think I can finally promise you that today is the last day you'll hear me talk about O4 Pros and gyro issues, because it looks like we finally have a solution, and today we're going to test if this is actually a viable solution. I have alluded to this coming in one of my past videos, but here it is. We finally have it. This is the Flywoo DJI 4 with the MP66 gyro that they replaced themselves. So this is what we're going to test today in this quad. Really short backstory for those of you who don't know what's going on with the O4 Pro gyro situation. Back around January 2025, DJI released the O4 Pro, and it was a revolutionary camera. Again, best in market, really good range, really good image quality, great camera, and the video stabilization worked perfectly. That O4 Pro is this right here. So again, released 2025 and had the MP66 gyro. Nobody had any complaints about this. Then in early 2026, DJI changed the gyro chip in that O4 Pro without telling anybody, and there's videos online saying that the O4 Pro is broken and nobody really knew what was going on and nobody could tell exactly what was going on. And finally we realized that this O4 Pro, the 2026 O4 Pro, had a different gyro chip in it. That gyro chip in this camera is the same exact gyro chip in this camera. This is the O4 Lite. Now the O4 Pro and the O4 Lite that DJI puts out share the same gyro chip. Now the gyro issues in the O4 Lite were always a known issue, but it wasn't that big of an issue. When the gyro chip was put into the O4 Pro though, which is a now like $240 system, it became a much larger issue. So if you have proper soft mounting, it's not an issue. But with the previous years, you could mount the O4 Pro in anything and you didn't have an issue. So now to have to create the ideal setup for this O4 Pro to work, it's not ideal. Yeah, essentially the issue is you have two different cameras sharing the same exact gyro, and that's an issue because if you want to stabilize your footage on something like this, you're going to need extreme soft mounting, which you're not able to actually provide with this frame. On the other hand, a frame like this uses the exact same camera mounting system and you can stabilize the footage. We looked at that in another video, so we already discussed that issue. But Flywoo switching the gyro chips into this O4 Pro should resolve that issue. Essentially, you have two completely different cameras that both share the same sensitive gyro. Now the issue is if you don't soft mount this gyro, your footage is going to look like this. You see the jitters? That's because that was filmed on this quad without proper soft mounting. If it was soft mounted, you wouldn't see the issue. But that was never an issue with this older gyro. No matter how this camera was mounted, the footage stabilized fine. To combat all of that, what Flywoo did was they took this 2026 O4 Pro, took the gyro out of it, put the gyro from the 2025 O4 Pros, because the chip is available. They're taking these gyros and putting them into this air unit and now creating this. And now with this, I went and I created this. This is a 2026 O4 Pro with the 2025 O4 Pro gyro chip put inside, and it should work perfect. I haven't tested it at all. This will be complete first impressions. All I did was activate the O4 Pro and that's it. I haven't flown at all. If you saw my short, I actually tried to do a little test flight, just a hover, nothing even crazy in the goggles, and I plugged it in and the ESC sort of blew up, kind of blew up, didn't. The ESC had an issue. It's been fixed. This quad is good now. It has not even been hovered. We are going to do all of that in this video. Real quick rundown on the quad. The frame is the Quadmula SirenA F35. This is the more durable, beefier version of their 3.5 inch quad. The motors are the Xnova 1804s. I believe they are 3,500 kV. We are rocking Gemfan 3520 propellers because you can't really get the 3630s anymore. So I'm just going to play it safe with the 3530s and test it from there. As far as internals, the flight controller is a T-Hobby Mini F7, and then the ESC is a Foxeer Reaper. And then of course we have an RP1 in the back and our O4 Pro. Real quick, why I decided to put this O4 Pro into a 3.5-inch quad is because to me 3.5 inch is the sweet spot for an O4 Pro, because you can take advantage of not needing to actually run an action camera because the image quality is so good, where something on like a 5-inch quad, you almost want to have the action camera on top for the extra weight. I feel like a 5-inch quad is just too light and too floaty without the extra 50 to 100 grams on top. So that's why on my 5-inch quads I actually have the O4 Pros that I have with the worst gyro chip in it, because I'm never going to stabilize the footage, because I'm always going to use an Action 2 or a GoPro on top. I just use it for the better image quality, and then that also allows me to run the O4 Pro in race mode, so I don't have the variable latency issue. On something like this, to take advantage of the better image quality, I am going to have to just run it in 4K 60, so I will have to deal with the latency stutters, but that's better than putting an Action 2 on the top of here and having to deal with the weight penalty of the quad just feeling sluggish. So to me, this is a really nice platform. I've flown 3.5-inch quads with Vistas in them, and I just never used the footage. So to be able to step it up to an O4 Pro and have that really nice image quality and still maintain that almost like 5-inch feel, it's going to be a really good platform. Like I mentioned, this quad hasn't even been test hovered. It hasn't been flown, nothing. So I feel like the best route for us to take will be to do a little test hover, make sure it flies, and then we're just going to jump into 4K 60, and what we'll do is we'll follow the exact same route I did in my last video and do the same 3 passes. First pass, no stabilization. Second pass, in-body stabilization. Third pass, I will run the footage through GyroFlow myself, and we'll just see how it goes. Then after that, I will go through and I'll tune the quad. As long as there's no crazy weird things, I'll just do this test completely first try, no tuning, and then we'll just deal with that afterwards. So let's get this quad in the air. Okay, so let me just locate an SD card for this O4 Pro, and then we will put it in the air. So obviously quad flies. Like I said, we are not even going to worry about tuning the quad. We're just going to get right into it. So let's go around. Also, this is unstabilized. Alright, so that's one pass unstabilized. Let's land and we will turn stabilization on. This is going to be with rock steady turned on. Alright, there we go. 3 runs, so I'm going to go in now, rewatch the footage, and then we'll come back for some closing thoughts, and maybe we'll try to tune this quad. Did Flywoo
get the crown, save the town, and Mr. Krabs?
Short answer, yes. Obviously, them switching the gyro chip works. You could see, rock steady, stabilized fine. Gyro flow, handled the footage fine. So, is this the solution? For now, for me, yes. Yes, it is the solution. If you go to buy an O4 Pro from Flywoo, a standard O4 Pro 2026 with the ICM gyro, it costs around $240. If you want to buy this with the MP gyro, it's going to cost $260. But that is still cheaper than buying an O4 Pro from Race Day Quads. If you buy it from Race Day Quads, I believe it costs around $280. Some retailers have it for almost $290. So if you're willing to wait about the 2 weeks to get it from Flywoo, yeah, this is perfectly reasonable. It's cheaper, you get free shipping from Flywoo, and you're actually going to be able to run stabilization. On the other hand, if you are buying an O4 Pro for retail cost, which I believe is $229, you could actually find it for $229, which I believe B&H Photo actually is currently selling them for the retail price of $229, and you're flying it on a 5-inch quad with an action camera, and you're not going to stabilize the footage, I might say save the $40, but again, everyone is different. I was in a situation where I needed an O4 Pro that could stabilize, and I had to take one out of one quad and put it in another quad, so it may be worth it to just spend the $60 or $40 extra and buy this one. This works. It does everything the O4 Pro is supposed to do. But the gyro chip that is in this O4 Pro is no longer being produced. So Flywoo has the ones that they have. I don't know where they're purchasing them from. Those are specifics that I don't know. Eventually they are going to run out, and we're going to be stuck with the old gyros. Fortunately though, there are pilots like Jamie Fly's FPV that are working on a solution with gyro flow. For me personally, the solution is spend a little bit of extra money, buy the Flywoo with the better gyro chip in it, because it works. You do lose the DJI warranty buying it this way, but Flywoo is warranting the air units themselves. What does their warranty entail? I'm not 100% sure. If I can find that, I will let you know. But for right now, for me, this is going to be the solution. Spend a little bit of extra money and just buy this O4 Pro. For you, it may be different. For you, you may not be stabilizing the footage. For you, you may also just be flying analog. So everyone is different. I am just going to let you know that the Flywoo fix does actually work. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below and I will get back to you. Until then, I will catch you in the next one.